Hi, and welcome to Facebook Live and Instagram Live. The sisters are in. I'm Marnie Nir, expert coach at Handel Group, and this is my sister Lauren Zander, co-founder and chairwoman of Handel Group. Welcome. All right, if you sent your questions in, thank you. You could send some more in live. Please do. We like them.
Dare you.
If we ask one of yours, you get $50 off of a private coaching session. So you'll get an email from us and be on the lookout for that. All right, Lauren, ready? Today's topic, since it's still February, is love, sex, and dating, and today's is dating mostly. Okay. We do love talking about love, people. All right. Well, we got this first funny one that isn't really a question. It's just a don't. Don't ever date, is what someone said.
Wow.
We have any response for her?
No, not yet.
Change your mind. All right, listen up. Change your mind, go play. It's fun. All right, lots to learn by dating. All right, I have had more dates in the last 6 months than I have had in the last 20 years. And I haven't connected with anybody. What's up? I am getting discouraged.
You're not doing FaceTimes with them. I don't know how to explain. I'm sorry, humans, okay? You could really you could have head, you could have heart, but if the hoo-ha isn't in on the game, like you don't want to kiss him, you don't want to lean in and have him tell you the story again, right? Like all factors. You have a head, you like his job, you like what he does, you like how smart he is. Your heart, he's funny, he's warm, he's fuzzy, he's interesting, he's, right? Like he's sensitive and connected and wants to know what you think. Heart, head, heart, hoo-ha, right? Hoo-ha, like, I'll take it, right? And it makes all the other ones better, okay? It's not the deepest one, but it's the one that, like, it's like the salt on the food, okay? Like, without it, it's really bland. Okay, sorry. So, when you tell me you've had that many dates, I go, well, that should be impossible.
To have that many bad ones? Yeah.
Because what it really means is you never likely saw him first or had that FaceTime, Zoom, connect, once you got past having a good conversation with him. So let me review the steps for getting good action. First, you text, you wink, you do whatever you do, and now there's a human who comes a-calling and you're thinking they look interesting, cute, okay? If you're like, ew, say no thank you next, okay? Like scrutiny at the door will explain a lot of why you have, how many dates was it?
She just said last 6 months more than the last 20 years.
Okay, so it will limit your dating interest and keep you home swiping way more than going out and being discouraged. Okay, so first thing, and then you can link, right? Go play, go find the site that's your kind of site, whether it's Hinge or Bumble or Match or whatever you're into. There's different variations. Find the one you like, find two you like. Spend at least 30 minutes a day or an hour, right? Like, have your favorite TV show on. Keep it on, let's go.
You can multitask.
Okay, you can multitask. This is not that deep, okay? You're like, lawyer. He cute, 2 kids, divorced. New York, okay, sounds like it could be good. Right, got it? Step 1. Step 2, hi, great. Step 3, he writes back, great. Step 4, get on a call. Phone call, I didn't say FaceTime yet. Have a call. Was it boring? Was it interesting? Did he say he was gonna call and he called what he said? Like, you like him. You like him. It's interesting. That means the call lasted longer than 8 minutes, right? You there was plenty to talk about. Liked him, okay? Then, if that goes really well, right, you get off the phone and wait till he contacts you back. Like, you still keep playing the game. Like, you wait till, and then you go, why don't we do, and he could ask you out on a date. Do you want to meet up, right? Go, let's do a FaceTime first and really make sure there's chemistry or a connection, whatever word you like better. Trust me, they need to know it too. If they weird out, like, what do you mean? That means their picture don't match. That means their wife's somewhere in the back and they're sneaking out. Like, I don't like anyone who doesn't let you see them, where they live, show you around their house. Like, do some investigative reporting for yourself. But the first thing is in that first 30 seconds when you see their face, you're either like, no. Or, right? And you'll feel it too. Only go on that date. Is this clear? This will stop. You should be discouraged if you're going out on dates that you didn't vet first. Okay? It's like not seeing the apartment before you go look at it. And even though it said it had 3 bedrooms, you'd want to see them, wouldn't you?
Before the pantry.
Right? Like, show me. Right? Because that's the only way you can know. The description could be good, but that doesn't mean it actually is good. So work harder on the front end, and it'll make the back end better.
I don't have much to add to that. Look, what always fascinates me is how, like, smart people, how dumb we are about it. Like, I really, like, how we came up with, wait a minute, why aren't people just FaceTiming? This is so stupid, never go on a date. Without that was because, like, my sister Beth called crying, like, done with dating. It's the last one she's ever, like, sobbing that she went on another shitty first date.
He didn't look like his picture.
He was felder. He's so old. Like, all that.
He had no
hair.
Daddy.
Like, it was so awesomely, you know, I call that one sad, pathetic Beth called me. And I'm like, wait a minute, like, you're a brilliant businesswoman. You're such a fucking idiot. Like, why would you ever go on a date without seeing them? Like, I don't have a client call without seeing my client. We fall in love immediately. We get to play. I use my hands. We're like, get each other so quickly. Or, you know, when you're not a match. So it's amazing to me that people get so funny about this. And you should be concerned, one, that you're funny about it. Because why should you ever go on another crappy date again?
Do you know why they're concerned about it?
Why?
Because then they'd have to, like, get dressed and
Okay.
then, like, makeup. And then they don't know if they look good on FaceTime.
It was true. That was Beth's.
Everyone thinks
Beth was like,
everyone
yeah.
has dysmorphia when it comes to, like, someone judging them. But honeys, I promise you look close enough to exactly what you look like. With makeup, without it, I know it's hard to believe, right? But you actually are quite present, and the guy is too.
It's really true. That was the thing. Beth didn't want to, like, waste all that time, and she didn't know when in her schedule she could get like the 5 FaceTime she'd need to line up on a Sunday. And I was like, fuck you, take a shower, get dressed,
Literally
and
a
line them
shower
up on
problem.
a Sunday. So it really was, do you care enough to stop complaining and get into a better action than complaining? It's really easy to complain. I love a good complaint. It's not as fun as a great date.
And then the odds are is if you're hating it, there's, you know, in Inner You Love, I make you go through your entire past, right? That would include, I don't care about the 20 years you were in that marriage and now you're single again, but what's really happening is your whole relationship to picking a man or whoever you're picking obviously has some kind of corruption in it for you, and you really should get to the bottom of your picker. Right? And in our program, we teach you how to unpickle your pickle picker.
Oh, you did it. I couldn't say it last.
And to love yourself, know yourself, and release yourself from whatever crazy past you come from, and understand what your parents did to you from that. Like, you need all that information so you actually have fun dating. And the amount of times I've helped someone get resolved with their whole past, and then dating became fun. It's all of them. All of them.
Yeah.
Okay? So maybe it's you.
Another favorite tagline. There, I might have, we might have answered everyone's question.
Right. Oh, maybe.
There,
Let's see.
Let's see.
I did explain a lot.
No. Here we go. Another.
Okay.
I was recently dating a guy I really liked for about 4 months. Then he suddenly broke up with me, citing that I was too extroverted. I'm glad he gave me a reason and didn't just ghost me, but now I feel entirely more self-conscious. Not sure how to get past it. I feel like it's leaking into my dating life.
You don't want someone who doesn't want you. You don't want someone who doesn't want you. And then if you think you're wanting someone badly and you're having the best time, but then they give you a 6 and you give them a 9, right? That's what's fucked up here. right? It's not like he gave you the answer, but there's a disconnect on what you thought was happening maybe, and how you felt and what you were doing versus where he was, you got surprised. Okay? And so that is the hangover you're having. And one answer called you're an extrovert, like you're an extrovert, right? That wasn't the honest, that was like a title to the answer. Like that's a title. Okay? Now I'm going to say something deep. Okay. The odds that you were crazy about him and he wasn't crazy about you are not very good. The odds that you might be lying about why you were crazy about him and like your head was really happy, your heart was a little Luke, and your hoo-ha was fine, right? I have never met, if I could sit with you and really figure it out, that you were high as a kite and he was perfect and you weren't and you couldn't feel that versus you were trying to override it for something in your head, your heart, your hoo-ha that was so happy to have a rich guy, a good-looking guy, a guy that was a good kisser, a guy that was sweet. Like you were so desperate for something you didn't see everything. Because the disconnect that he was having with you was there the whole time. And you don't have that answer, so you just feel rejected and slighted. And then the hangover isn't just him, though you could blame it all on him. The hangover is that you didn't own something, see something about yourself. So now you're scared to go out. So you still haven't had the insight you need to have about why you weren't that into him either. But you can't, are you there? Can you text me? Right? Like, I wish you could text and send me how'd I do, right? Because I would make you rate his head, his heart, his hoo-ha, like your head, heart, and hoo-ha about him and really start to figure out what was honestly going on. There's more there. And when you actually figure that out, you'll get, one, it wasn't a fit, but you'll also have the insight you weren't just dropped in an idiot and bad at dating and bad at reading someone, you weren't reading yourself first.
Nice. I don't know if I have much to add to it. The lesson you need to learn from it isn't don't date again, right? Like lessons aren't negative. There's just something like what Lauren said that you're missing that had you surprised. Right? Most people know on like the first or second date what killed the date. Like they really do know like where they sold out or when that person was a little rude to the waiter. Like, and they just stepped over it because he's got a great job or he's really good looking or right, she likes it. Like there's just this head, heart, and hoo-ha fight. Right? So when Lauren says, what's your rating, is she's really having you go, what head 1 to 10, heart 1 to 10, and hoo-ha 1 to 10.
I have another good idea.
Go ahead.
The other good idea is the odds that you're not checking in with him so you get that information earlier. Like, so how's this going? Am I that you would, it's okay to like create a timeout where you talk about the relationship and how it's going. Is this what you want? Like, can I ask you a few questions? I know we've only been on our second date. I'm having a lot of fun. And I just want to make sure that we like tell the truth. How's it going for you? Am I, like, you can tell me the truth. You can give me my lesson. Is there anything that's sucking about me? Is there anything you wish you could change about me? Is there anything you'd like me to do differently? This would be like, yeah, could you not have the third drink? Could you
get too extroverted?
Right, like we don't know what it is, right? But if you do some check-ins at the end of a date or at the beginning of a new date, you can ask like for quarterbacking information. Like, is there anything that didn't work for you or any advice you have or anything that would make it more fun? Is there any topics you want to, like you can give yourself advice and ask him or ask her what to do to make it better, especially if you like them, right? Don't wait till date 5
or 4 months in
or that far in to start finding out because you missed it when it was nothing and could have done something about it. But now it's been 3 months and he never told you or she never told you and you miss the whole, like it's too late.
Yeah, in Inner You Love, there's a section on the 4th H, the hunt, where we have you start, we help, but we have you start to design your own dating laws so that these patterns don't ever happen again. So you put in the right, by date 4, I've asked these 5 questions. I check in after every date. You start putting in the right promises and for you to just learn the right lesson and always check in. So
Especially based on your own patterns. Like
yes.
we know you well. We know you well. We've been doing thousands and thousands and thousands of people, so that by the time you are doing like the questions and how to figure out your laws, they're really like, oh, choose from these, right? Like it's all laid out so you can really be brilliant and get what you want. Awesome.
Well, alrighty then. Alright, I'm on the apps and making tons of connections and starting conversations, but I feel like these guys keep chatting and chatting with me, but never want to move into an actual date. What should I do?
You need a law, right? Here's the other thing. I would never be that, like, you would ask for a FaceTime. Because, again, you're not going on a date with them until you FaceTime with them. Those guys that are chatty may not FaceTime with you because, again, their wife's in the other room. Sorry, everybody. But we don't know what's going on in this person's life. And so someone who's not on the hunt and on the move and isn't moving it to the next level, I promise the reason isn't because you suck. I promise the reason is we don't know. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, right? So go for the darkest reason and leave yourself whole, right? You're wonderful, and he has a wife, right? Like just for fun.
If you're making it up.
If you're making something up, make up something that makes you sexy and fabulous. But really, what you want to ask for, because you're never going out on a date with that person unless you've done a FaceTime and you really want to. So you're like, want to jump on a FaceTime, they'll ghost you right there. They will say yes or no. It's really okay that you ask for one. And then if they're weird, run, Forrest, run.
Yeah, it also is the right promises, is what Lauren said also, the right laws for it. So it's like, wow, I'm going to have 3 or like 5 tops texts, and then I say, you want to get on a phone, right? If they don't say yes and set it right up, you're done. You're on to the next. You're playing the numbers too.
Block them!
And that's the end, right? Just keep moving on. Your person wants to speak to you.
And I even think you should teach them lessons, like block them. Right, help women, help other women, help the women.
It's
train
teaching
women.
them, right? You can teach them. You don't, yeah. You don't have
Right,
to
if you let them get away with it, you're training them. Okay, if you don't let them get away with it, you're training them. All right, so help America be great.
Or gay, or
I don't mean it that way. I meant it a joke.
I've changed his. Don't text us.
Yeah, I meant it the other way.
So make a fun idiot. Okay, cute. All right. La la.
I'm still waiting for Obama to come back.
Michelle could do it.
Michelle.
All right. I have had a best guy friend for years, all caps, and we are both single. I feel a ton of chemistry, but he has never made the move. Is he just not into me? Would he have made the move already if he was into it? He flirts when he's drunk all the time.
This is going to be quite a shocker, guys. Anyone who knows me, text the answer. You have to ask him, how do you call this person a really good friend? You go, okay, I want to have a really awkward conversation with you, and it's a compliment. It's a compliment, and it will not change anything for me about that we're best friends. We're buddies forever. But I want to really say this one thing. It has dawned on me many, many, many times that if you were interested or you open to it, I would consider, like, we should go out on a date, actually. But I have no idea. Tell me the truth. You're not into me. You're not attracted to me. I'm your cousin. No problem. We're cool. And you could just take the compliment that I would, and you're like cousin. So you don't have to worry about hurting my feelings. It's not. But I'm driving myself a little crazy because we're both getting older, and right, you're fabulous, and we're best friends. But Think about it. Where are you at about that? Have you ever thought about it? And I even think you flirt with me when we're drunk. So I like then get maybe a little bit the wrong idea. So anyway, let's just talk about the pink elephant in the room. Mine anyway. Do you have a pink elephant in the room too? And throw the man the ball and shut up and see what he says.
Yeah. Don't do it while he's drunk. Don't do it. Don't do it while you're drunk. Have a great sober conversation. In Inner You Love, we do go into how to have hard conversations. So we have you like script it out and you can really set it up and practice with a friend so that it goes great. And you'll be in charge of it not getting awkward or weird ever after. Right? You love them. Period. You're going to be best friends no matter what.
And I just helped a client, and I'm not kidding, exact same story. Total same story, right? And I honestly brokered, I'm not even kidding, because they both are best friends and they both are a little flat because they spent their whole lives not being sexually connected to each other. So they're both kind of flat about that, but they're both adorable, good looking cuties, right? There's no reason they could get into it. And so I brokered spin the bottle. Not really a spin the bottle. I brokered a makeout session that I think is scheduled for this week. Wow. And they both are just gonna and I told them like 80, so if you're best friends and it's never been there for either of you, but you think you both owe a kiss, like should we try? Right? So then what you would do, and this is the statistics I gave, I said it was 80-20, not gonna turn out. Sorry, 80-20, not going to turn out, right? You've never felt it before, you don't really know. But in my history, right, one goes, like, never comes back, right? So if 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 is worth a makeout session. It's not that hard to go, we love each other, let's check.
Right.
We kiss, that was a cousin, that's really creepy. No, I don't feel it. Right? Like, once upon a time, I wanted to know if I kissed a girl, would I feel it? It was a cousin, and she was beautiful. So it made no sense. It's like, oh, I'm not that girl. I tried. Right? It's like that. Okay? It's fun. It's just a kiss. Kiss them. Get a kiss on the schedule.
All right, cool. I think we do. We got time for one.
Anybody want to type in a question? If you're watching and you have a question, you have a comment, you have anything, I know you're out there.
It's true.
If you were me, you wouldn't necessarily know how to write onto Instagram or any of these things, so it could be that. But if you do know, send us a comment, send us anything, okay? We feel we need attention, otherwise we're just sitting here talking to ourselves.
All right, I'm going to do this last one.
Okay.
Whenever I visit my family and family friends, they're always trying to set me up with people. Aww. I like being single. How can I tell them to leave me alone?
Maybe you should explain to them why you like being single, because I would also like to know.
Type it in.
Like, what do you mean? You got friends with benefits, you don't give a shit about sex, you love your dildo, like, what's up? I don't actually understand, but probably they don't either. So what happens is that people think that to have love is to be happy, and you need somebody. Right? And so everybody just wants you to have somebody, and then the person that they're setting you up with is looking for somebody. So they think they're just being like getting you a job, getting you an apartment, getting you laid, right? So it's getting you a dinner, right? So it's a very normal thing that people want to give you something they think you're missing because they have it and they want you to have it. So that's love. You're like, I don't want it. No, they don't get it, or they would really stop. But one would bet you didn't explain it well. Called with the truth.
Yeah. Right? So either they think you're unhappy and they're trying to help, right? Or you're just not telling them you're actually getting laid, having a fucking blast, and they have zero idea.
Or like you hate men, you're never getting over that, and you even enjoy it. Right? Like there is some reason, and when someone gets the reason, they stop thinking you're not telling them the truth about something, or that there's some kind of bullshit, and they want to. We have a question.
We do.
$50 coaching session.
Okay. My badass recovery wants to know, how do you get over love addiction? I'm tired of loving the same guy on and off for 8 years. It's debilitating. Will Will inner you love help?
Okay. The answer to that is, what do you think I'm going to say? Yes, but I mean really yes. And the reason I mean yes is you have to do, so first of all, I have been helping people with love addiction, and I really do send people to the AA for addiction to love and sex. Okay, so I really believe in those programs. And I also know a shit ton about helping someone in needing to go into recovery and everything before that. So no dummy coming out of my mouth, okay? Okay, so one, you're gonna need a program, right? And two, it's not going anywhere. If you have an addiction, even if you leave that man or whoever and you truly get over them, if you do not learn what you need to learn about why you're staying or keep going back, you will that person can fall off the face of the earth and you will find another one, right? It isn't the heroin people are addicted to, though they could think it's the heroin or the cocaine. It's the drug and how it has them feel or lets them escape, right? And then they keep doing the act of the addiction. Right? And then you could I even know someone who got over drugs and then went to food. Right? So addiction is something you really have to go into recovery. That's point one. Number two, my favorite people in the world, like the most intelligent, spiritual, rock and roll people in the world are sober. Right? I do not think it's like the worst thing on earth to need to get sober. I think it's one of the most spiritual things on earth. Okay? So that's a compliment. And it usually means you have an old ass soul who needs to really wake the fuck up about something, and it comes into your self-worth. Love and sex addiction means your parents were screwy. Like they had screwy. Okay? And what happens in Inner You Love is you do enough of all your history and you really start to figure out your patterns. And with you would want a coach that you can even get in Inner You. We have coaching we have classes all the time happening in there, so you don't even have to throw money at it except for once. And all of my coaches know how to deal with this stuff. Find Alyssa, right? She's in there. Right? She's brilliant. Okay? And so there's a bunch of work you have to do. And then as you do the work, you will deeply let go of that guy. It's not the guy. It's you and self-love, understanding your past and letting it go. So slowly but surely, you will get rid of him for real. And you will deal with what you don't want to feel and process that you have to. And then the other truth is you should put all your little eggs. The other thing that happens is you'll start putting your little eggs in your career better. Get a life, right? Like the amount it's your drug means you're not up to enough in the rest of your life, too. Mwah! For sending your question.
Amen.
And, come on, join the crowd. Like this crowd.
Yes.
Okay, not that crowd.
No. Inner You Love, you brought it up. I'm going to talk about it because there's also a special deal going on. You have 24 hours. If you use Sisters Are In 325, you get Inner You Love for half off. It's Lauren's online coaching program. It fucking rocks. It's 11 sessions that will walk you through her entire method about finding love or fixing it and adding more heat to what you do have. It's brilliant. It comes with a free private coaching session. Hey, did you hear that? Like what? Really? Certified HG coach will 1 hour. You get that with your 325. It comes with a boot camp that I'm leading that starts March 4th. So 6 weeks, I will walk you through the first 4 modules so you don't have to do it alone. You've got me. We will have a blast, I swear. I think we have 50 people on it already. It starts next week. Come on. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to help you. And what else do you get? Q&A questions, twice a month, calls. It just...
Get a buddy.
It's an amazing deal and will rock your world and rock your love life.
Yes.
Anything else?
we all deserve to really work together to change our lives now. And this is it. I promise. People are in love with it, and it works.
And it's funny.
And it's funny. Come on. If you've never filled out your own awkward scale, sexually speaking, it's hysterical. All right. Love you, people. Thanks for watching. Thanks
Bye.
for
See you
giving a
next
shit.
time, sister.